This is the 2025 Brewtubers Online Brewers Club Malt Experiment, Amber Ale. Thanks to our sponsors. 5 Star Chemicals. Check out their new online straight-to-consumer homebrew shop where you can buy everything from Star San and line cleaner to the new liquid PBW that can be used at temperatures as low as 58 degrees Fahrenheit. Check out their online store at 5starchemicals.com/home-brewing. Beer and Wine Hobby Homebrew Supply Store. A local homebrew shop in Danvers, Massachusetts. Order any malt they offer in any quantity you want, and if you order before 11 a.m., they'll package your items and ship out the very same day. Visit the store at www.beer-wine.com. Let's get tasting.
Hey guys, Matt here from Rec Brewery. We're going to do another review. This is of the 2025 Brewtubers Malt Experiment, where we all brewed the same amber ale recipe. Leave the card up here for you to check it out. And we all added in our own specialty malt to the mix to make it our own and to see what the differences are in these different malts. This one is going to be from Nick at Exit 12 Brewing, and he decided to use Red X. So yeah, he's got quite a nice label here on his can. I'm going to bring it up. Not fancy to have the can spinner that some of these guys have had, but here you go. You can kind of see the nice artwork that Nick has here. A lot of good information on the can. Let's go ahead and read some of that information. I do know that he used 6 ounces of the Red X. Okay, so he brewed it on Friday, May 30th. OG was 1053, final gravity 1012. And kegged it on June the 15th. And let's see here, he's got our nice sponsors there on the can. And fermentation profile, he put down that he fermented at 68 for 10 days, did a diacetyl rest at 72 degrees for a day, cold crashed it for 3 days. Now this says he added 8 ounces of Red X. The spreadsheet said 6, so we'll go with the can, we'll say it's 8, which is pretty much on point with everybody else. I think we all use 8 ounces, or most of us have used 8 ounces of a malt, so it makes things real easy to compare. He says it's 5.4%. I will say that Red X, I have used it a couple of times. I actually tried to use it in a Pilsner of all things, just to be different. Wasn't exactly the right place for that kind of a beer. And I did use quite a bit of it, so I was able to get some of the characteristics out of it. So I like to believe I know what Red X should bring to the table, at least in a lighter beer. I don't know what it's going to do with this in an amber ale, so we shall see. I know Red X is named appropriately Red X because it does give a reddish hue to the beer depending on how much you use in it. I think the SRM on the grain itself is somewhere around 20. If I'm not mistaken, it might be a little less than that actually. But anyway, you can use it up to 100%, of course. I've never tried that before, so that could be quite interesting. So I looked it up on their website. They say that it imparts or can impart like a passion fruit or a sherry type of a character. I don't know that I've ever got that out of it before when I've ever had it, when I've used it. To me, I recall Red X being more of a combined malt. It's kind of like a mixture of some Munich and some crystal malts, maybe even some Illinois. And I'm not 100% sure what's all in it, but to me, it seems like it's sort of a mixture of malts. And to me, it kind of gave off like a Munich-like kind of character, which I really like in a beer. So let's go ahead and pour this and let's see what this is like here. Got a nice pop. Got some good foam right there, kind of hanging around the top. And yeah, this one's definitely one of the lighter ones. We've had a couple of those. Using the Exit 12 glass, it just seemed appropriate. All right, look at that. That's nice. It's got a nice reddish hue to it, for sure. Certainly is lighter colored as some of the other beers that I've had. This is probably closer to the color mine was, but this one definitely has more of a reddish hue, which you would expect from the Red X. Bring it here close to the camera so you guys can admire it in all of its glory. You can certainly see the brewery right behind, right through that glass. Yeah, brilliantly clear. Nice job, Nick. It definitely presents very well in the glass. And I'm trying a different angle here. Hopefully you guys like it. I know the lighting in the garage is a little bit favoring of the front end of the garage, so I don't know how this is going to quite come out. Might have to rearrange the lighting in here a little bit if I decide to keep doing videos in front of the brewery. But I thought it would be a nice backdrop, and we'll see. All right, so like I said, very nice in the appearance. Got a little bit of a cap kind of hanging around, but the foam didn't stick around too long. That's okay. At least presenting in the glass, I would say that the carbonation looks to be light. I don't see a whole lot of bubbles there. It certainly is carbonated. You can certainly see that, but it's not giving that. You're not seeing a ton of bubbles in there, but that's okay. But other than that, a brilliantly clear beer. Let's go ahead for the aroma. Yeah, so this one definitely has a nice malt presence here in the nose. Not picking up any of the hops in there, which you don't expect it for this style. This wasn't what we were going for with this beer. This is supposed to showcase the malt. Let's probably say that I'm definitely picking up some of those caramely notes in this, and that's probably coming from the mixture of what's in the Red X. Picking up probably a little bit of, I don't know, it's kind of like a creaminess, maybe a tad of a sweetness, kind of a character to that. Maybe not really picking up like the toasty or the roasty or even the biscuity kind of notes in this at all. This is kind of coming across more, more like what you would smell out of like, when I make my Munich Helles, it kind of reminds me of aroma on the milk. Excuse me, I can't talk tonight. I swear I haven't had any yet. It's definitely given off some characteristics of my Munich Helles, but this is giving off a little bit more malt because it's got a lot more malt in it than that beer does. And I'm definitely picking up a little bit of that sort of like what you would get out of like a crystal. Some of the darker crystals, probably like an 80 or a 120. Probably picking up a little bit of that in this. But very nice. Let's go ahead and get a taste. Cheers. Oh, that's delicious. That's very nice. It's a really nice, kind of has like a richness to it. Yeah, I am certainly picking up that Munich-like character in this as well, as I remember it from when I've used it in other beers. That is quite nice. That is a good compliment to this amber ale for sure. Yeah, and aside from the Munich qualities, definitely picking up a lot of the crystal kind of qualities in this too. Sort of like a nice caramely taste to it. Maybe a little bit of toffee, but it's not. That's not primary in this. I'm trying to think. They called out specifically on their website passion fruit and cherry. I looked it up just to make sure if I wasn't missing any other characters from what I remember of it, and that's what they call it on the website as possible characteristics. I don't know that I'm necessarily getting passion fruit in this. But as it's warming up a little bit, and the more I taste it, I'm definitely picking up a little bit of what you would consider a sherry. Yeah, kind of like almost like a nice sherry wine kind of taste, a little bit to it. Maybe even a little bit like a cordial cherry of sorts. Very faint in that regard, but that certainly seems to be there in the taste. Yeah, that's very nice. I like this one a lot. This is another really good one. I think I'm definitely gonna have to move this one up in the rankings too. So we're gonna push a few people down a little bit, myself included. So as for the rankings, let's go ahead and do that. I think I still like Billy's Millinoiden. I think that definitely ekes out better in this type of beer for me. I'm going to put Nick Exit 12 as the new number 2. We're going to push down the Ashburn Mild down to number 3 and so on from there. This is nice. Definitely in the top 3 for me, for the Amber Ale. It's, I think he put just the right amount of Red X in this to complement this, this style of beer. The Amber Ale recipe that we were all given kind of gives room to do that with. And so putting an 8-ounce amount of the Red X in this is enough to give it a little bit more complexity, a little bit more layers to the beer. Definitely, this is a good one. And I like it because it's also what I would consider more of a balanced type of a beer. As far as, you know, you're not getting a lot of the hop character in this really. It's not meant to be either, but it's not bitter. It's not too sweet. It's kind of nice middle of the road, and it has enough little layers in this to make it interesting. So that's really nice. Very nice job, Nick. Very well done. And definitely bringing Red X back around for me. I have some left, I believe, in my grain supply. I think I held on to a couple pounds of it. May have to toy with it again, put it in something. Really neat. It's a really neat malt, and I like red personally, so I would certainly, when I tried to use it, I always tried to turn the beer a little bit red. This definitely gave it a little bit of a reddish hue. I think if you put a little bit more in there, it would, you know, turn it more red, of course, but you know, you got to be careful when you do things like that with the grain bills that have a lot of different malts in them, because if you put too much of a specialty malt in there, it can really tip things, and it may not be as nice. You know, it may not be as good of a drinker. So I think this is a good amount in this. And yeah, we'll leave it there. Let's go ahead and thank our sponsors. I got 5 Star Chemicals for keeping the brewery behind me this time, nice, clean, and sanitary. And to Beer and Wine Hobby for, you know, being the homebrew store of the club and helping us all get the ingredients for this experiment. Thank you both. And certainly couldn't have done this without your support. We do appreciate it. Come check us out, brewtubers.com. You can do fun experiments like this, trade some beers with all the knowledgeable folks in the club. Come out to the Discord, check us out, you know, come hang with us. And got 2 left. This is number 9. So yeah, excited to see what the others bring and what the final ranking will look like. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good night, everybody. Cheers.